Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of the Tech Show with Daryoush. My name is Daryoush. I'm here tonight with our guests Kurt Roskopf and Patricia Herberger from Legal Shield. Tonight we continue our talk about Linux operating system and available replacement softwares for the Linux, and also Patricia talks about identity theft, credit card theft, and fraud issues. Before beginning, I saw an important news that I would like to share it with you. It seems that several unpatched popular Android apps put millions of users at risk of hacking. These apps are the ones that are affected because of a bug in the Android operating system, which was fixed, but the softwares that you are using those functionalities have not been updated yet. These apps, including Grindr, Bumble, OK, Cupid, Cisco Teams, MoveIt, Yango Pro, Microsoft Edge, Surrender, and Power Director are still vulnerable and can be hijacked to steal sensitive data such as password, financial details, and emails. This bug is tracked as CVE 2020-8913 and is rated 8.8 out of 10 for sensitivity and impacts Android's Play Core library versions prior to 1.7.2. So as soon as you found any update about these apps, install them as soon as possible in order to avoid any problem. And if these apps are not vital for you, remove it temporarily from your system and check it regularly, that when the updated version has been provided and this bug has been fixed, you can reinstall it and use it again. Continuing our talks about the Linux operating system, Baba could not join us tonight, but in return, I will provide you some information and some content that we collected for you and share them to you so that you can see. One of the softwares that we widely use on the Windows users widely use on their Windows computers, and Apple computer, Mac users on their computers are Office packages. There are Microsoft Office package or Office for Mac and different variations. And what is available in Linux for you? Of course, there is online Office. Microsoft Office is always available. You can always use the online version of Office products. But if you want to have it on your own computer and use an Office software, what are the variations? What alternatives are available? One of the softwares that we tested and found that it is very compatible with Office and Mac Pro softwares is the LibreOffice. LibreOffice is available in almost most of the variations of the Linux, and if it is not in yours, you can download it and install it on your Mac, in your Linux. But and fortunately, there are Windows version and Mac version of LibreOffice too, so that you can have it in all operating systems. We could not check or test the LibreOffice for all available languages, but for the English, German, Spanish, French, and such kind of languages that we tested with some test files. As you can see, this file was created in the Microsoft Word, and it has been opened in LibreOffice. It is completely compatible. Everything looks perfect and correct. There is no difference between the LibreOffice version that has opened the file and the Mac and the Microsoft Office version of Word that this file has been created. And this is a sample file that we created on the Microsoft PowerPoint and has been opened in the LibreOffice, and it is exactly as it was created in the Microsoft PowerPoint and is fully compatible. So if you are using Microsoft products, Office, Word, Excel, these are compatible. LibreOffice is a good alternative for Office packages, these Office softwares for your Linux. Other softwares we are still testing, using, and will provide you more information and more details about them in the next episode. And there are also other language packs that you must install on your Linux so that you can use the other languages. We tested a few languages and everything looks fine. We have not tested the LibreOffice for right to left languages, but we will test it and will inform it for you, the result, and hopefully show you the sample of files that we tested. There is using right to left languages in the Linux is a tricky, not just Linux, but also in the Windows and Mac softwares, because Mac operating systems. The reason is that unlike the left to right languages like English or Spanish or German, in the right to left languages that is widely used in the mostly Middle Eastern countries and Arabic countries and Arab-speaking countries, the characters does not have a fixed width. The width of the characters varies based on the character, and this makes in the older versions of Linux, this was a problem. What you wrote in the Windows could not be seen exactly as it was in the Linux. The main problem of this is the fonts, and this is what we are testing in order to make sure which fonts in the Linux and Windows and Mac are completely compatible, and the file that has been created in one of these operating systems can be opened exactly the same in the other ones. And soon you will have the result of this. The New Year and holidays are coming, so New Year is the best time for the hackers in order to take information from the people as much as possible. Everyone is trying to buy something online. Online stores are very active, and stealing information is the best. This is the best time for stealing information from the websites that are not protected by, they are not using any website security software, are not managed well. And now it is time that we listen to Patricia Herberger from Legal Shield and her advices and reports and about what is going on in these days, what shall we do and what we must not do. Thank you for joining us tonight, Patricia, and it's your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, in addition to wanting our credit card information, the criminals are going after all kinds of information right now. And I looked up some statistics and it said there's an internet crime complaint center. So if somebody does have a problem with getting an email and then clicking on it, and I'm going to talk about social engineering and phishing and farming and vishing and smishing. If they do have a problem, they can go to the Internet Crime Complaint Center and file a complaint. The address, the website is ic3.gov. And just last year alone in 2019, there were over 1,200 complaints per day and losses of over $3.5 billion from people. And a lot of people think, oh, you know, it's my credit card, I can cancel my credit card. But the different techniques that people use, it's not just to get your credit card, because it's, yes, there's credit card identity theft or financial identity theft, but there's also criminal identity theft and medical identity theft, social security identity theft, driver's license identity theft, and synthetic identity theft, where they'll take different pieces of a person and make a whole new person. And you can't even recognize that person because it's one person's social security number, a different person's name, a different person's date of birth, and a different person's address. They put them all together and make up a whole new person. But what they do is they try to get our information through social engineering. They use their social skills to befriend us and maybe connect with us on LinkedIn or Facebook. And they want, maybe they are saying they have a business as a repair person or who knows what, all kinds of things that they will connect with us and befriend us. And then they start asking us questions to get personal information out of us that they can use to steal our identity. And phishing, which is spelled Phishing, is a form of social engineering. They use email or malicious websites to get our information. And I have a whole bunch in my spam folder. I keep track of them just so I can talk about them, but I keep getting one from ABC Shark Tank. Well, it's not from ABC Shark Tank. If you look at the email address it came from, it has nothing to do with them. And it's always addressed to somebody named Carlton. Now, I'm not Carlton. And I will block this email address and I'll get another one the next day to Carlton again about something. This one happens to be lose 50 pounds in 61 days. But it's always, you know, from Shark Tank. So people might click on it thinking, oh, Shark Tank, you know, it's a cool show on TV. I'm going to see what that's all about. And so maybe it'll download, you know, keylogging software onto their computer. I got another one just yesterday, and the subject was your payment invoice, Amazon. Arriving tomorrow is an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and the order total was $1,020. And I thought, wow, let's see if I do get this phone tomorrow. I did not order this phone, so I know it's something that I didn't do. And you know, I should check my credit cards to make sure they didn't get my credit card information. But they do a lot of phishing around natural disasters too. There is a time, well, COVID's been going on since March, but there have been so many COVID scams and people are sending phishing emails because think about all the different times you use your email address. It's anytime anyone wants you to buy anything or you sign up for alerts from a website or something, you have to give your email address. So that's how they get connected to you, through your email. And with the COVID, this scammers are posing as like the World Health Organization or the Center for Disease Control. And they send you these emails saying, hey, we have supplies that you can buy. We have hand sanitizer, we have masks, we have a place we can go get a test, we have a treatment, all these kinds of things. And people who maybe have had COVID or are afraid of getting COVID, you know, they might click on these things, and it might download their information, or they click on a website and then they fill in some information, and then the criminals get this. They will also, there was a lot of phishing emails around the election here in the United States, and around the holiday time, they know that people are vulnerable. So they'll put a fake ad. I keep getting these things about how I won a $100 gift card at a store, a hardware store that I shopped at a lot last Christmas. And I know it's not real when I open it up, or I get them from Walmart. So there's all kinds of things. They also can do phishing, which is VISHING. They get your phone number and they call you and pretend to be maybe your auto manufacturer. Hey, there's a problem with your warranty. Or maybe they pretend to be your bank or your doctor's office, and they can put their phone number, you know, it looks like it's their phone number, spoofing the real phone number on your caller ID. So it looks like it's your doctor's office or your bank or your car manufacturer calling you. And then they ask you for personal information. You know, hey, we had somebody that they might say something like this. Hey, we had somebody make an attempt to get into your bank account. We need you to verify with us what your username and password is to get into the account to make sure that we can shut things off. And it's not really your bank account. Or, you know, hey, car warranty, your car should have been in for repair. We noticed it hasn't yet. It's very unsafe to drive. Give us your driver's license number, give us your address, give us your phone. They don't need very much information. Then they can go buy the rest of it. They can go online and buy the rest that they don't have to steal your identity or to get information from you. Or sometimes there was a thing going on, I think it was last year, where we'd get these strange phone calls and they would ask you if you were who you are, and they want you to say the word yes, or they want you to talk. They want to copy your voice so that they can use your voice to get into other accounts and buy things and do things that are, you know, not in your favor. They're in the criminal's favor. So if I get a call that I don't, or, you know, a call from a number that I don't know, sometimes now I'll just not even say anything. I'll just wait to see if they say anything. And today it was, hey, your car warranty, you know, I want you to buy this extended car warranty, which they're constantly calling. There's also a thing called smishing, which is SMISHING. And that's where they will send you text messages. The SMS is where they get the smishing from, text messages. They want you to click on these things. Hey, we tried to deliver this package. We couldn't. Click on this link and let us know when you'll be home so that we can deliver this package. And it really is not, you know, a package that they're trying to deliver. It could be a website they want you to click on, and maybe again, it'll download some malware onto your phone, or maybe it's you know, they're asking you for your email address or phone numbers or all kinds of things through this text message. Or it'll be from a bank. It'll say, hey, we froze your account. I keep getting them from Apple and that my iPhone account has been frozen, and, you know, I'm still able to get into it, so I know it's not real. But I tell people, never go to the website. If somebody, you think it's from your bank, your credit card company, your car manufacturer, your doctor's office, the post office, anybody, the place that you bought something from, Amazon, a store, and you get something like this, don't just click on the link. Go to the real website, go to your real bank's website or the credit card company or the store you bought something from, or call them directly and verify the information, because chances are it's not real. You know, maybe there's a 1 in 1,000 chance that it is real. And when you do call them or go to their website and maybe put in their tracking number for the shipment that you were expecting, you'll find out some actual information, some real information. But I always tell people to verify before they just click on it, because if you look at some of these phishing emails, some that I have, you always look at the sender's address, the email address. You know, they make up these crazy things. This email address is probably 15 characters long on this thing telling me I'm going to get an iPhone 12 delivered tomorrow. So it's, you know, at the end of it, it says productodmakers.com. This other one from Shark Tank is job-award.samewelter.net. You know, things that people make these things up, but they count on people going, hey, there's something, I need to click on this, and not even paying any attention to the sender at all. And obviously, if there's typos in the email, you're going to say, okay, this is probably not from a real company. And also, if you just put your mouse over the hyperlink or the website that they have in there, chances are it's not going to be exactly the same as when you, the real website that it is. It's going to be something that, they made up. And if they have attachments, never click on the attachments. Never, because that could download the key logging software onto your computer. And when you do go to a website yourself, just make sure it's secure. It has the HTTPS, the S after it. It's supposed to make sure it's secure, or look for a closed padlock icon. That means that maybe your information is going to be encrypted, or supposed to be encrypted when you send it back and forth to real stores and real banks and real accounts that you have. But obviously you want to install antivirus software, firewalls, and email filters, things like that, and have multi-factor authentication. So when you even go to your own real bank account website, you're not going to be able to get into it just by putting your username and password. They're going to send you or email you a code, and then you have to put the code on the website to get into it. Yes, it takes a little bit more time, and it's a pain, but it's better than having your account hacked or somebody getting into it. So yeah, the criminals are in high gear right now, just waiting and watching, hoping people are stressed out from COVID, but also, thinking about the holidays and, I've got to get all this stuff done, and how am I ever going to get it done? And they're maybe paying not as much attention as they normally do. And I found some other statistics that said the number one crime type in 2019 was what I was just talking about: phishing, vishing, smishing, and farming. And farming is what you might consider where they install the malicious code, on your computer, and then they start farming out your personal information. Every time you go to a website, you're going to put in your username and password, maybe your email address, and they're going to farm all that information out and, be able to use it against you. So by crime type, the most victims were phishing, vishing, smishing, and farming. And then the losses, the most, were business email compromise. So you might get an email, and this is very common. People can find out people's email addresses, maybe at work, their work email address. They figure out the algorithm, and then they can just, email people. They'll email the HR department. They will email the CFO, and they will find out, okay, or say, you need to pay this bill, you need to pay it right away. Here's where you're going to send the money. And it's not really to a vendor that they use. It's a fake one that they have made up, and it's the criminal's bank account or debit card you're going to put the money on. So just in 2019, business email compromise losses was $1.77 billion. So it's just incredible how much money that is lost when people get these emails. They look real, or maybe they send it to an HR person and it looks like it's from the CEO, and it's the CEO's email address. Maybe not, it's embedded with something else, but it looks like the CEO's email address. And the CEO is asking for a list of employees and their salaries and social security numbers, and they send it. So you really have to double check and triple check when you get emails like that to make sure that they are real. So I'll turn it back over to you. And I'm getting a call right now, so it might be one of those fake calls.
Thank you so much for the information that you provided. Yes, please always be very careful in providing information to the other people, especially by phone, or be careful on the emails that you receive. I personally receive about at least 100 such kind of emails every day from the bank accounts that I have never seen that bank in my whole life, to the social networks, different places that I have no idea where they found my email address. And they claim that my account is about to, they have suspended my account. I said, okay, suspend it because I never created that account. But
Yeah.
talking about the holiday, I think it is time again to talk about the ADA compliance of the websites. Unfortunately, I've seen people that they do not take the ADA compliance of a website seriously. They think of it as a law that they must follow it, their website must follow it, and they don't really care about the disabled people and just try to put something to make it ADA compliant. And if someone wanted to complain, we say, okay, we have this widget, we are done, we are ADA compliant. No, putting a widget does not make your website ADA compliant. It is mostly a matter of the design, selecting the colors, and so many other parameters. And most of those who have created these disability widgets, I don't think they have ever seen a disabled person in their own life. Otherwise, they created these widgets in another way. Disabled people use special tools that helps them use the computer and the internet. Someone who is disabled and cannot use keyboard, they have either touch screen monitors that they can use the keyboards, and they have configured their computer, both Mac and Linux and Windows, have accessibility tools, accessibility functionalities. They have keyboards on the monitor, on the display. All they have to do is to enable them. Even if someone does not have completely does not have any hand, these operating systems has voice detection software embedded into the operating system, and they can use it, talk to the computer, give the commands, and the computer reads the text on the display for them. If someone is completely blind, they can use such kind of functionalities so that they give the command to the computer, and the computer operating system runs the functions they want, make the searches they want, reads the text they want. But there are not one kind of the colorblind people. There are different kind of colorblind people. All of these people have sensitivity to one specific range of colors, different range of colors. And this kind of widgets so many times are not helpful. I am a colorblind person. So many times people recommend me to check a website. When I open it, the first time that the text is loaded, I close it. Maybe you can read pink text on the white background. People like me cannot read it. It hurts my eyes, and I close it. Now it is a time we are reaching to the New Year, Christmas. People want to buy gifts for their parents, for their families, for their loved ones. Do not see these people as unimportant people. These can be your next clients, and you are ignoring them. Disabled people are 1/4 of the population, and you are easily ignoring them by just thinking that this is a law, and I just put this widget and I'm done. No one can sue me. You are ignoring 1/4 of the population. You are ignoring 1/4 of the population. This can be anything, but this is for their help. Help them. Everyone wants to have free access to the information, but you are blocking them. Reconsider, please, to what you are doing. This is for the website owners. You are responsible for all the identity theft, credit cards theft, and so many things that are happened on your website. You cannot say these things happen for my neighbor. This can happen for you yourself too. It is better to prevent these things from happening. Thank you. And Kurt, if you have anything to add, please join us.
I guess I'll just give a big thanks. Great messages, a lot of helpful hints, and looking forward to next week. I appreciate your comments, Daryoush, and inclusion. And Pat, thanks for all the work you do helping us keep ourselves safe. And so I think we're at the end of our show, right, Daryoush?
Yes. If you have any questions, feel free to send questions at aronet.tech. If you have any questions about the legal issues and Legal Shield or ID Shield, you can go to patriciaherberger.com and contact Patricia, and she's available to you and answers your questions. Have a good night. See you next week.